Byron Donalds will be in the room. He's on the House Oversight Committee, Republican from Florida. And, sir, good morning to you.
Morning.
Good morning. Take a crack at the two biggest questions of the moment. Will he be there, and will he answer questions?
Well, let's take the first one. If he's here, this is the responsibility he has to respond to a congressional subpoena. Hunter Biden's not bigger than anybody else. He is a person in our country. He has been subpoenaed by Congress. He has a responsibility to show up. We'll see if he does that. To the second question, does he say anything? That remains to be seen. He has to come and sit for this deposition. I think if he decides not to say anything because of what's happening in his criminal matters, that's perfectly legal and up to him, but he's got to make the determination. We believe that there are clear pieces of information that he can speak to under oath that have nothing to do with his tax evasion charges in California and the other charges leveled against him, finally, I might add, by the Department of Justice.
He had some words about this. Let's listen to call for number 2 and get your reaction to what he thinks is happening.
What they're trying to do is they're trying to kill me, knowing that it will be a pain greater than my father could be able to handle. And so therefore destroying a presidency in that way.
How do you respond to that?
Oh, please. I mean, look, Hunter Biden is a joke. He's got to stop this mess. Ain't nobody trying to kill him. Hunter, you were running across the globe using your daddy's name, shaking down foreign companies and countries. That's what you were doing. You were laundering the money. You weren't paying taxes. You were not paying your fair share. It's a joke. It's not to be taken seriously. This family has led a public corruption scheme for years using Joe Biden's office to do so. That is a pay-for-play scheme. Congress has a responsibility to investigate that.
Okay, so he's facing federal charges on firearms in Delaware. And last Thursday, he was facing 3 felonies and 6 misdemeanors filed in California. Why would he come down and sit for an on-the-record interview with you and other Republican colleagues there today? Or if he does show, would you expect him to take the 5th?
Well, let me actually clear up exactly what's going to happen in this room if he shows up. Republican members will have an opportunity to question. Well, Republican legal team will question him. The Democrat legal team will question him, and it'll ping pong back and forth. So he'll have an opportunity to speak with Democrat lawyers in the room as well. It won't just be Republican lawyers, and I'm quite sure towards the tail end there will be Democrat members who will be in that room who will have questions as well. So let's not act like it's just Republicans all ganging up on Hunter Biden. That's not the way these things work. But if he comes in and says nothing, that is his prerogative as an American citizen. Everybody is afforded that. But it will also speak volumes, the things that he does not answer to. And like I said, not all of our questions are around the fact that he evaded millions of dollars in taxes.
Last night, sir, Mike Johnson, the new speaker, was on with Bret Baier and talking about the other Biden issue on the Hill today, which is the moving forward with a formal inquiry vote. Listen to him here.
We've shown great restraint. I mean, there are a lot of people who are frustrated that this hasn't moved faster, but there's a big distinction. I stand by every word I said in that video. There's a big distinction between what's happening now and what the Democrats do. Those are rushed sham impeachments. They did it quickly. They did not follow any of the procedures that I just described. We have 3 committees investigating this and following the truth where they lead.
Do you expect the House Republicans to be able to get enough votes to go forward with the formal inquiry today?
I do. I've had some conversation with members who were concerned about this vote a couple of months ago. I think the level of detail we've been able to bring through this investigation has allowed members to get comfortable with requesting or voting for an impeachment inquiry. And let me be clear, this is about giving the House full investigative powers to finish our business. We've already uncovered so much. I believe the votes are there today to make that inquiry happen, and then we're going to proceed from there.
You only lose a couple, right? And
it's Capitol Hill, man. We can only use a couple at a time.
No, you can only lose a couple because your majority is 3 seats.
Yeah, that's correct. And so, but I don't anticipate we're going to lose maybe 1. That's how I anticipate this vote to go.
Okay, sir, thank you for your time, and we'll see whether or not we see Hunter Biden sometime very soon. Thank you.
All right.
Byron Donalds, a Republican from Florida there on the Hill.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.